So now within the pharmacokinetics, let me discuss about the excretion. Right, let me discuss about the excretion of the drug. Now, if you take this particular excretion, remember the major route of excretion is the kidney, right? Whereas major metabolism will take place within the liver, the major route of excretion is the kidney. All right, so major route of excretion is the kidney. Alright, now the excretion via kidneys or excretion through the kidneys, it occurs in various forms. Now if you take the kidney, right, the excretion, it occurs in the various forms. Excretion through kidneys occurs by glomerular filtration, right, occurs by glomerular filtration, and excretion through the kidneys, it occurs by tubular reabsorption, right, by tubular reabsorption, and excretion by kidneys also occurs by tubular secretion. Right, by tubular secretion. Now you take this glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption, and as well as the tubular secretion. Now for example, now the structural and functional unit of the kidney is your nephron. Now you take, this is the Bowman's capsule of the nephron, right, this is the Bowman's capsule of the nephron. Within this Bowman's capsule, like you have the glomerulus. Right, we have the glomerulus. This is your afferent arteriole, glomerulus, and then efferent arteriole. Then you have the Bowman's capsule. The Bowman's capsule, it continues down as the proximal convoluted tubule, then the loop of Henle, then you have the distal convoluted tubule, and then you have the collecting duct and as well as the collecting tubule. Now, if you see here, the excretion in the kidney, it can occur by glomerular filtration, right, glomerular filtration, and excretion in the kidney can occur by tubular reabsorption, and excretion in the kidney can occur by the tubular secretion, right, can occur by tubular secretion. Now, you take the glomerular filtration. Remember, glomerular filtration depends upon the plasma protein binding and as well as the renal blood flow, right? The glomerular filtration of the drug, it depends upon it depends on the plasma protein binding and as well as the renal blood flow, right, as well as the renal blood flow. Remember, glomerular filtration does not depend on the lipid solubility, right? This is a very important point. So glomerular filtration of the drug does not depend on the lipid solubility of the drug, right, does not depend upon the lipid solubility of the drug, because all the substances, right, whether it is water soluble or lipid soluble, they can cross the fenestrated glomerular membrane. Okay, so remember, the glomerular filtration does not depend on the lipid solubility, because, right, because all the substances, right, all substances, whether they are lipid soluble or water soluble, right, whether they are lipid soluble or water soluble, they can cross right? They can cross the fenestrated glomerular membrane. Right? They can cross the fenestrated glomerular membrane. All right. Now you take the tubular reabsorption. Remember, the tubular reabsorption, it depends on the lipid solubility. Right? Tubular reabsorption of the drug, it depends upon the lipid solubility of the drug. Right? It depends upon the lipid solubility of the drug. Remember, only and only if the drug is lipid soluble, more of it will be reabsorbed and less will be excreted. Okay, so more is lipid soluble, right? More is lipid soluble, right? More is the lipid soluble. What will happen? More of it is reabsorbed, right? More of it is, or most of it is absorbed, less is excreted, right? The less is excreted. Okay, now opposite is true for lipid insoluble drugs, right? If the drug is lipid insoluble, all right, if the drug is lipid insoluble, remember, the lipid insoluble drugs, they are not reabsorbed, their majority of it will be excreted out. Okay, so a point what you need to remember here is, if the drug is lipid insoluble, more of the drug is excreted out, right? Majority of the drug is excreted out and less of it will be reabsorbed. Now the other point what you should remember is the lipid solubility. Remember, as the lipid solubility depends upon the ionization, the ionized drug will be excreted by the kidney, right? So point what you should remember is lipid solubility, it depends on, right, it depends on the ionization of the drug, right? It depends upon the ionization of the drug. So what I want to tell you here is the ionized drug will be excreted by the kidney. So what do you mean by that? The ionized drug gets excreted by the kidney. That means it is, majority of it is lipid insoluble. So remember, lipid solubility depends upon the ionization. The ionized drug, right, the ionized drug is excreted by the kidney. Alright, the ionized drug is excreted by the kidney. Now let me tell you, or let me quote some examples. You see here, in acidic drug poisoning, right? Thus in acidic drug poisoning, like where all you can have acidic drug poisoning, you take salicylate poisoning, you take barbituric acid poisoning, that is barbiturate poisoning, you take chlorpropamide or methotrexate poisoning. In acidic drug poisoning, the urine should be alkalinized, right? Because it's an acid substance which is getting excreted through the kidney. So in order to neutralize that acid substance, the urine should be alkalinized. And what is that alkalinizing substance we use? The alkaline substance is your sodium bicarbonate. So in acidic drug poisoning, the urine should be alkalinized with the sodium bicarbonate, because, right, because the weak acids, right, the weak acids are in the ionized form. The weak acids are in ionized form in alkaline urine, and thus they are easily excreted out. Alright, so remember, in acidic drug poisoning, right, in case of the acidic drug poisoning. Now what are the examples of this particular acidic drug poisoning? The acidic drug poisoning, it occurs in case of, right, it occurs in case of the salicylate poisoning, It occurs in case of barbiturate poisoning, right? It occurs in case of the chlorpropamide, right? It occurs in case of chlorpropamide and as well as in case of methotrexate poisoning. So remember, in this particular the acidic drug poisoning, what do we require? We require the urine to be alkalinized. So you want urine alkalinization. Right? You want the urine should be alkalinized. And what is the substance which we use for alkalinization? We use the sodium bicarbonate. Right? We use the sodium bicarbonate. So the urine should be alkalinized with the sodium bicarbonate, because this particular weak acids, they are in ionized form in the alkaline urine. Okay? So this particular weak acids, they are in ionized forms in the alkaline urine. Alright. Now these weak acids whichever are in the ionized form in the alkaline urine, they get easily excreted out. Right? They get easily excreted out. So let me shortly revise here what I am trying to tell. The excretion through the kidney occurs by glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption and tubular secretion. What I am trying to tell is about the tubular reabsorption. Remember, the tubular reabsorption of the drug, it depends upon the lipid solubility of the drug. More is the drug lipid soluble, majority of the drug is reabsorbed and less of the drug will be excreted out. Whereas if it is a lipid insoluble drug, then it cannot be reabsorbed through the tubules and majority of the drug will be excreted out. Now you take the lipid solubility. Lipid solubility, it depends upon the ionization of the drug. Now you take the ionized drugs. The ionized drugs, they are excreted through the kidney, right? Ionized drugs, they are excreted through the kidney. I'll tell you one example for this. You take in acid drug poisoning like salicylates, barbiturates, chlorpropamide and methotrexate, you want the urine to be alkalinized, and the alkalinization of the urine is done with the help of sodium bicarbonate. And why? Because in alkaline urine, the weak acids are present in the ionized form. The ionized form of these substances, they are not reabsorbed, they are easily excreted out. Alright. Similarly, you take for the basic drug poisoning, like for example, what are the basic drug poisoning? You take morphine or you take amphetamine. In case of basic drug poisoning, the urine should be acidified with ammonium chloride. In such case, the basic drugs will be in ionized form and they will be excreted out. Okay. So what I want to tell you is, in acidic drug poisoning, you want alkalinization with the sodium bicarbonate. Whereas you take in case of basic drug poisoning. Alright. So what is your basic drug poisoning? The examples, they include morphine and as well as amphetamine. Right, morphine and as well as amphetamine. So in case of this morphine and as well as amphetamine poisoning, which are the basic drugs, the urine should be acidified. And what is the substance we use for the acidification? For the acidification, we use ammonium chloride. Right, we use ammonium chloride. So for the basic drugs, if you are using ammonium chloride for the acidification, the basic drugs, they get converted into the ionized form and the ionized form of the drug will be excreted out. So that is about the tubular reabsorption. Now let me discuss about the tubular secretion.